Hello YouTube and welcome to the finale of my Tanya the Evil reaction series. Today we're going to watch the movie. I mean, I say finale, but there's more coming. Again, maybe that'll frame a little bit more of the discussion after the movie's done, what's next, and how do we set that up and so forth. But yeah, we're back. We're going to watch a movie here this afternoon. And yeah, I was looking for a subtitle too. I believe this thing's just called Tanya the Evil the Movie. So that's cool. We like that. And yeah, I got my work cut out for me because this thing's relatively long for, a TV anime movie. I believe it's above 90 minutes, which is longer generally. So no more dilly-dallying. We should jump into the video with the YouTube comments from last week, if I can find them, right there. First comment here from Sal, bringing up the contrast between episode 12 and the past OVA, episode 12 being bleak, dire, an ominous kind of omen of what is to come in the future. Doesn't look too good. It's, again, Tanya kind of fucked up over the course of season 1, and we kind of went into that a little bit last week. It was pretty cool. And then the past OVA is just nonsense. And again, we name check Overlord here. For me, it reminded me of Eminence in Shadow. Eminence in Shadow is another show where you think that a character is being 900 IQ, the smartest person on planet Earth, and they're just not. And the kind of world is bending around them to their will to kind of make them seem really smart and everything pay off in the end. And again, I have a whole reaction series for that show. I thought it was quite swell. Yeah, I like that dynamic. I think it's very good, and again, we get that across in the past OVA in a pretty cool way. So why was Operation Desert Pasta successful? Funny, pretty well animated for what it is, and kind of cool on a meta level. At least a little bit, I would say. And yeah, definitely the most camaraderie between the group thus far as well. I would echo that point. And again, that's been a constant thing since we started with the battalion, right? It's kind of getting closer and closer to the point where we feel more and more like a team. I don't know, maybe we'll pay off on that a little bit more in the movie, with the whole gang feeling, again, like a gang. It'd be nice. And yeah, honestly, I have no idea what this thing's going to be about, and I kind of like that, so I'm just going to leave it. We had a lot of things to kind of jump off of at the end of last episode, if that makes any sense, so again, I'm excited for the directions we do go there. And yeah, I would like Season 2. Season 2 would be nice. Any news, guys? Anything? No? Okay. Error unknown with the next comment here, obviously referencing a very, very famous quote that may not actually have happened, but anyway, if they don't want K-bread, let them eat pasta. And yes, read into that as you will, especially with the kind of French connection there in a weird way. So, yeah. One to watch. Next comment here from Pencil Sharp. I made a comment in the Girls Band Cry series about how the world is against me can be a self-fulfilling prophecy. I didn't mean it quite this literally. Hardy, hardy, ha. I kind of see... I see some analogs there between the characters, oddly enough. A little bit. Probably not worth going into, but sure. And yeah, Wonder Watch going into the movie is there a limit to this pride of Tanya, right? Because clearly, again, the end of episode 12 is like literally like, fuck you, let's go again, GG, go next, being X. I'm willing and ready to fight you again. Is there a point where she's going to make realization that this is continually the wrong tack to take? Maybe. I don't think there's a limit. Yeah, it's again, interesting one to talk about, one to take forward, all these things that I keep saying. I wonder where the end is. I wonder what the point, ultimately, what's going to be the moral to take out of Tanya the Evil, and the lesson, if there is any. Yeah, that's one to watch. This is an interesting point to finish this comment out as well. Can't forget Tanya's fake story she told Uga about joining the military because her father was a soldier. Now, who does that remind you of? It reminds me of one young Mary Sue, who we're probably going to see in this film, I would imagine, considering I think I know she's in the cast, so if we're doing the setup at the end of episode 12, and then she's in the movie, she's probably going to be antagonistic, or protagonistic, depending on your perspective. Yeah. So Being X has a sense of humor, I'll give him that, for sure. And yeah, Bam's last comment here, just clarifying some stuff from last week. I got the indication from their comment that Tanya used up her powers. That wasn't the case. So, and again, I didn't think that was the case either. I was like, it's a bit of a weird thing to say. It wasn't exactly obvious if that was the direction we were going, but lo and behold, in the past OVA at least, and into the foreseeable future, she is going to continue to have powers. So that's good. We like that. That'll do for the YouTube comments this week. Normally, this is where I would shill the Patreon, but there's no more Tanya, so it's hard to do. If you wanted voting rights in polls, even that's too late. I think the poll will already be done by the time people are seeing this publicly. Yeah. Oh well. You can give me money if you want to. Many people have given me money, up to and including Mickey Babbers, AJ, Bananarama Hamadama-sama, Bisa, Bobbin, Capella, Trevor Ribby, Copley, Sinarin, Dapper Dwarf, Darky26, Domobot, Ed, Fancy Question Mark, Fleur Nightingale, Fruit, Fusel, Gloriana Tenebrae, Glyke, Greybeard, Gus N, Hans Peter, Ika, Yako Yavnen, Jacob R, Jami Boo, Joran, Kasogtha, Kelvin, Clem, Nosta, Cot Begemot, Lick H, Lou, Master Detective, Mistake L Chen, Molly Weinberger, Mr. Maniacs, Nico Lane, Parnick, Pencil Sharp 333, Ragashingo, Ronlad BNK, St. Lily, Sal, Sam1373, Skeleton, The Lazy Panda Man, Waifu Overdose, Without a Net, Yuki Ali, Zach, Akomancer, Binshi, Voodoo Chili, Bin Flu, and Leo. Thank you to everybody for giving me money. I enjoy the money, and yeah, like I said before, I don't really even want to set this one up too much. I just kind of want to go in pretty blind and see which direction we go in. Yeah, that kind of stuff. I guess we're just continuing on from the conflict, the world war that is about to erupt. Russians and USA and the like. Should be very fun. I'm looking forward to it. And obviously, again, an expectation that this is a film. I'd imagine it released theatrically. I didn't look it up, but pretty sure it would have. That tells me budget. Tanya the Evil already looks great. This thing should look even better. Looking forward to it. And yeah, I guess I'll bring it up now. The Saga of Tanya the Evil, the movie, coming right up. Rightio, I have the Saga of Tanya the Evil, the movie, up there ready to go. 1 hour, 38 minutes, and 26 seconds on this one, so sync up accordingly with your own copy. I'm still using the Tenrai Sensei subs. It should be very similar to whatever else is out there. Looking at this little bottom part here, I believe that a good 4 or 5 minutes of this will be credits as well, so I'm looking at, you know, probably a good 90 minutes of actual content, so again, get comfy, buckle in, let's go. Should still be that picture-in-picture version there as well in the description. But let's give this thing a 3, 2, 1. Radio? 3, 2, 1, go. Indeed. It's the logo that's at the start of a lot of movies. Kadokawa, of course. Not. If you insist. Yes. Clouds. It's Tanya the Evil. 1966. Huge time jump. Hello? In the Allied Kingdom. What language are they speaking? This is quite pretty, though. And a little bit quiet, which is new for this show. Huh. Interesting. Indeed. The Blues Brothers? Also, is that just like the scientist guy? He became a priest? Mm-hmm. It. He's aura farming? Okay, fear. Remind you of anybody? And now we're back. Are we back? 1926? We're still just hanging out in the desert? Oh, budget. Gaming. We'll see. Oh, my favorite's here. I'm recording too, which is always good. Table flip? Okay. Bet. We're flipping the board. Oh, look at all these flyers on screen. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, dude. That's that good stuff. All your favorites are here. Grants and Vice and the rest. Yeah. I only know that because she told me. Ooh. Say a little prayer. Come on. The power of homosexuality? Are we really gonna just blow their ass up? Yeah, sick though. Obviously. Huh. Did they really fall for the same shit again? I guess we didn't shoot them out of a rocket this time. Yeah, we fucking nuked their ass. They're done. That'll end the war. Oh, hardy ha. Escargot. Is it? Men plus Visha. Why do the French eat snails? I can't get my mind off of that. Ooh, we're going on vacation, baby. Didn't think so. I'd imagine we're off east by the look of this. That was a fun cut, though. Certainly is a saga. What was it called? Beirun. That's fun. I like that. We're finally home. Oh, that was fun. Ooh, Rurigan's here. Okay, thanks, Dad. Yeah, you two are way too nice to each other. Bro in the back gets it. She doesn't know? Oh, that was Uga? The red-nosed. You're going to Brazil. Yeah, that's not good for Tanya, but I can't say I didn't see it coming. I can't say I didn't. I saw it coming. But they would have investigated and just found out. I like the coats. She putting on a bit of a voice here. It's very hoity-toity. Okay. Surely this won't turn into anything. Yeah, but you're treading on eggshells. The damn commies. Yeah, so this becomes really hard to navigate, right? What's self-defense? What's, instigating conflict? Ew. They're very galvanized, this team. Cool. Surely nothing will go wrong. Oh, I thought we were going to keep the cool coats on. No way. Okay. That's a really cool shot, though. Have I ever talked about my dislike of mountains? Don't like mountains. I had to have. I hate mountains. I had to have brought it up at some point on the channel. Now, I remember seeing a really big kind of weapon end of episode 12 on the rail. Would that be it? I think so. Big Girls and Panzer vibes. If you know, you know. Especially the movie. That scene in the movie, man. Holy. Anyway. Nah, they're just, classic Cold War stuff even, right? We're just protecting ourselves, just making sure. I don't think we do stealth very well. What? But who did they fire at? Were they just testing the gun? What? Hey, yo! Being X just fucking shot that gun. Filthy plague. This seems like a bad idea. All of this seems bad. Oh shit. Sick. Still got that Girls and Panzer audio going on. Especially with my my headset, which I quite like. I enjoy this headset quite a bit. Sounds very good. Alright, thoughts? Tactical genius. Elaborate. Okay, yeah, it's an efficiency thing. If I speak... If I speak, I am in trouble. Correct. What's the easy way? I would agree. Yeah, you reckon? Oh yeah, good point. No, yeah, okay, I understand. The split frame there was very fun too. Just a diversion would work, but I don't think we should try to take any capitals at the moment. I guess if you read between the lines, it becomes clear that Tanya wouldn't really like communists very much, based on, anyway, the way she is and the way she was before. But I never really thought about it until now. Yeah, okay. She just keeps going on about it. She fucking hates him. Degurechef. Worst hair in the show, by the way. I think it's worth letting her try it because Tanya's always on some bullshit, so she'll just like kind of do something, you know? Like she's kind of broken. Something will happen. Yeah, it's the good old back cap, you know? Make him turn around. Give him something else to think about. And yeah, good point. This is what I was getting at, right? Yes. The highest was violent. I too watched the show. Did he always have this voice? That's always my that's my man Zetsubou. I love Zetsubou. Oh, alcohol bet. Indeed. Terrible haircut on that guy too. Yeah. Keep talking to me. Wow. That's great. So that's who I think it is, right? Yeah. This is fantastic and so meta. I love it. It's going to be tough to beat the character called Mary Sue. Haircut for character development? Speaking of bad haircuts, you know what? It's growing on me. I like the braids. The back is like, mate, looks like I did it, and I'm no barber for sure. Oh yeah, this guy. That's the Allied Kingdom guy. Ooh, uncle. Yeah, it's, you know, it's never really been all hunky-dory. So what's interesting is that Tanya's obviously attacking. So, like, that's how we get everybody involved, right? Sounds cool to me. Tanya's so cooked, bro. Well, we know that she's cooked from from the start, from the intro. Review Starlight? Maybe. The chances are high. Don't blow smoke in my face, man. Camps? Interesting. Huh. Yeah, okay. Interesting one. I could see how you got there, guys. We'll elaborate on that one quite a bit in the next segment. Oh, oh yeah. Wasn't there a crazy guy with glasses? Joseph? Oh, he's great. Uh, got his ass. Cook him. Beat him with hammers. He's done too much. Okay, so we're not going to suffer few fools, and we're pretty loyal, and we're pretty insular. Okay, a lot of dudes with mustaches in this show or movie now. Yeah, look, his mustache is everywhere. Oh, this guy's a freak. Lock him up. What? Cunt, what are you saying? So that was your thing too. Yes, this would be an attack on the capital. I can hear it in my ear. What? Bro was just in bed. He'd had enough. Yeah, cook him, I guess. Yes. It's a distraction. Yeah, how old is Tanya now? Everyone has hella alcohol in this show. Yes, ma'am. That's the target. That thing was complete. Okay, then this must be some kind of reference, right? Thoughts? Mary of the Sioux variety? Wait, they gentrified her name? It's just Sue now? Anime pout. Okay, this is that same Joker from before. Ooh. Okay. Generational hater. That's crazy. Tanya and the gang are just having a happy conversation while just like shooting down on the Capitol. It's crazy. Oh, she looks weird there. Get her off my screen. Get out of here. Elaborate. Oh, yeah, the name. Yeah, great point. Like the anime, Vivi? No, her name is like Serebrakov or whatever, right? It's Russian sounding. She's being too chalant. That's crazy. Okay. She's kind of fucking built. She's got a bit of an upper body to her. Put on some size. Our hero. Kinda. Oh, she's great. This is wonderful. Now this... Even if I was being attacked, this would be music to my ears. I wonder what she was saying. It wasn't subbed. Anyway. This guy seems like a real freak. I don't like him. Okay, I mean, this is just disrespectful, right? It's ruffling some feathers, though. Ah, oh, yeah, she loves it. Did I say girls in Panzer? For sure. Where'd you get the video camera? Yeah, this is crazy disrespect. This is so fun, though. I didn't expect this, in this kind of, like, this feels like the OVA. Animation's great, too. Kill that horrible man. Okay, so we commence the talking shit. Are we gonna get hit? Oh shit, this is a bit early for this to be happening. So she's gonna see the gun, right? Kind uncle. She's got the power of God and anime on her side. Hey, yo. It's current year, dude. You can't be doing the stuff like that. They had reinforcements, right? So do they all have different flying kind of apparatuses? Bro, being X is just watching this shit. Bag of popcorn, just like chomping down. So, I mean, you're gonna see the gun, right? Shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have done that, Tanya. Ooh. A fateful encounter, of course. And then he was so punished. Okay, what is happening, by the way? I think she just fucking mega evolved. Bro, that's Jesus Christ in the flesh? Oh, it looks like a flower almost. With this kind of, you know, the smoke billowing out. Yeah, did anybody else see that? You definitely saw that. That can't be good news. Alright, okay, bye. I will return in the second half of the film. She'll be back. Trust the process. I would agree. Well, yeah. Emotionally hurts. Well, like with all things, it's all a matter of perspective. So is being X just like a big ego freak and just wants people praying at them? I think that's kind of the vibe. They made a movie. Jingo Jingo indeed. Or Jingo Jungle, whatever the opening was. Well, yeah, how did it actually go on the front? It certainly is historic. Will it come to bite them? She did. She turned up the heat a couple notches. I'll give you that. I hate to be on Rarigan's side, but I kinda am. We're getting high on our own supply a little bit. Lock in, guys. Come on now. I'm dead serious. Are Tanya and Visha the only women? What bed are we talking about? Okay, the wine. I thought it was something far more sinister. Just put it all on black to get it back. Can't bet what I don't fucking own, because I consumed it. Nah, if you do that much alcohol that quickly, you're just gonna pass out. It's not even, like, worth discussing. Desert pasta? Dessert pasta? Tanya can't even drink legally. I don't know, maybe. Alright. Okay. Thanks, Mum. Well, she just wants to be solo. She's kind of feeling some weird stuff. Oi! He slumped. That's crazy. Alright, Tanya, thoughts? Are we going to have a little visit from our friend? What did she say her name was again? Mary Sue? Oh, cool shot. Oh shit, yep. Yo. Oh, at least he's watching. Okay. Yeah, bet. Tanya, all I need out of you, you gotta kill that pervert motherfucker, that Russian kind of freak. Well, it's short-sighted. Mm-hmm. This is smart. This is some actual, like, stuff that Mary Sue will have to work through. You say all this, you know, big picture lovey-dovey stuff, but is that just cover for you looking for revenge? For recompense? Yeah. Trust your superior officer as well. She's a bit of a loose cannon, the opposite of maybe a Tanya. I know, yeah, that's what we'll do. No, that's the problem. We were just talking about this. You shouldn't lose sight of the major objectives because of that vengeance. Or maybe you should because it's good content, but... Oh no, Tanya fucking cooked your asses. Okay, no, this might actually be something legitimate. I thought Tanya was just trolling them. Like she knew they'd be drunk and wanted to fuck with them some more. It's a lot of movement. Don't get me started on Darkia. That would make sense. I'm querying A. A scares me. Mm-hmm. Had to turn off my alarm. That would have been concerning. Yes. Ooh. This stinks somehow. How long range? The chain of command. Huh. Wait, what'd you say? Little stool. So did that name ring a bell or something? Did that need to look like that? That was insane. Yeah, I mean, that seems pretty crucial. Mm-hmm. Something still, it's smelly. Something smells. Should we really be going against what our job was? That was a clever line too, actually. Oh, delivery. Oh, never. No, no, you mistook me for somebody else. This shapes as an important skirmish. Chat room. It seems pretty fucking decimated. But you say that the rail lines are still intact? Jodok. Hoffen. Yeah, that's intimidating. Oh, I think I see them. Look at them all ragdoll. Yeah, but... Just trying to get a feel of the pace of this thing. So we're at like almost a genuine, like second acty point. Not quite a midpoint, but I guess bit of a weird film, if I'm honest. Just feels like a lot more of the show. Indeed. No, any hope is great. I mean, I also wasn't expecting a young girl, but anyway. Yeah, the size difference is insane. Oh, okay, so we're also doing that. I like the lighting here a lot. Haha. Mm-hmm. Oh, he's great. I like this guy. We're gaming. Let's go. I have a daughter her age. Yeah, I guess Tanya would have like some semblance of notoriety, but then people like just wouldn't believe it. They'd be like, "Are you serious?" Okay, Joseph. That enemy unit? Whoa. I most certainly do follow your meaning. I was there. Yeah, but also you have the hots for her or something. It's odd. Speaking of characters with terrible hair, too. Mages. Has anyone ever told this guy to... Bro, just settle down. Ah! Don't drool. Okay. No, you're going straight to the gulag, buddy. I'm done with you. We're gonna cook your ass. I don't think I've ever hated an anime character more. Okay, you've recovered. God this, God that with you. Oh. I mean, me too, but, you know. The Chosen One. Were you on that ship? Maybe. Nobody could possibly even say. It's impossible to know. Don't even consider it. Okay, yeah, bet. I'll get up. That seems pretty fucked. Yes. Well, I mean, the psycho guy said, let's throw everything at them. I know, it's not for smart reasons, it's for dumb reasons. Did you just have a premonition? Fucking hope not. Okay, I mean, I guess this is our setup. That's kind of come together very quickly. Because a mere 7 minutes ago, I was like, okay, at this point in the movie, we should really be ramping up for some kind of final conflict or something, right? Or at least, you know, planting seeds. And yeah, now I have a better idea about what that is. Okay. Nothing. Nothing, you reckon? Okay. I frickin' love freedom. Amen, brother. Dude, is this like current year political discourse? Whoa! Yes. Whatever you said. The clouds are ominous. Seems like those optimistic estimates were incorrect. Holy. Did you, like, sharpen that shovel, or...? That's the schnoz himself. Don't know about that. What if the other side also too had mages? What would we think about that? Damn, everyone's fucking yelling. What could they possibly have to be mad about? As the clouds are dyed red with blood. Yeah, seems pretty fucked up, actually. Okay, yeah. Yes. Whatever you say. Ah. Oh, shit. This seems fucked. What is this fucking Battle of Minas Tirithos bullshit? They just keep bringing new dudes. They're, what's the word? They're flunging? I believe that's a word. Yes, Tanya? Are we gonna get any reinforcements of our own, or...? I guess we're all caught up with other stuff. Alright, so we got the tired debuff, and now a bunch of fucking cronies are coming in. Mary Sue and the gang. Why does she get a cool... She gets like a different version or something. This seems insurmountable. The planes. The bombers. Up the bombers. She's so fucking mad. Like the batteries? I don't see how we win, chat room. Especially with that, the intro. Yeah, she's like surfing. She's cool. Or skiing even. Of course. Channeling the old man. Vroom. Yeah, no, I mean, watch out for her now. She's... Oh, fuck! Yes, Visha. Yeah, she stopped giving a fuck a long time ago. She's out for revenge. I know who that is. Hit one shot, bro. Was all those turns necessary? I mean, I guess if it lets you do that, then it probably is. Now that's a new one. I don't think Tiny can do that, so... Yeah, is anybody else like, what the fuck? She just, like... she sent down, like, a satellite laser. Are you finally going to clock, like, who this is, too? That was awesome looking. I mean, it's no surprise. The TV anime was always a looker. But yeah, no, this is very impressive. This is just chaos as well. So much more movement on screen compared to the TV anime stuff. I thought he said I'd taken 17 damage. Like he was a video game. That wasn't the case. She really put the fear of God into you guys, huh? Yes, dude. Like, I mean... Oh, shit, sorry. This is just objectively cool. Like, Mary Sue's shooting me with a laser. It looks fucked. Yo! Hell yeah. How fucking impressive. Holy. Attack on Titan, eat your heart out. She doesn't have a limit, bro. Good luck, that's all I'm saying. Higher? He's sick? Now, I believe that's Newman. I fucked with that, Newman. Go off. This mirrors the episode with like Tanya versus the planes too, right? Where we're trying to get like above them. Go, Grant. There's another sick shot too. Okay. Yeah. I'm always having a little look down there, just seeing how much we have left. The pacing of this film, it intrigues me so. Oh, this is a cool fight though. Yo, I didn't clock this. He's a named character? Tanya, what do you even hope to be doing here, man? I don't even know who that is. You're gonna have to be more specific. I've killed a lot of people. She's getting put through the ringer though. Whoa. Well, what haven't you done? Dude, I'm so freaking rational. That's why I've put myself into this predicament. I get the feeling she's locking in though, chat. Especially with the music. Music's a great touch here. I mean, what do you want me to say, man? It looks so fucking amazing. Like, it's actually ridiculous. How would you even storyboard something like this? It's so busy. Well, I guess the storyboarding part's easy. Executing on it's fucked. Yes. Interesting. Tanya praying. Boo, cringe. I don't believe you. I think that she's still going to be there. Not for a second, until I see a skeleton. Lighting's cool, though. Yeah. Hellfire. It's sick. Yes. She's a goddamn woman possessed. Yeah. Visha? Send help? First punch didn't even seem like it landed. It's a lot of punches to the head. Watch out for those concussion symptoms. Tanya may have CTE later in life. Yes, thoughts? Did I do good, God? Well, not good enough. Oh yeah. Tanya's still kicking. Sounds like somebody got flanked. Visha? No, okay, bet. Okay, we just got your ass. Yeah, okay, that's cool. Yeah, sick. Yeah, clearly we're trying to say something there about being rational versus being overly emotional, right? Okay. Visha, do your frickin' job, dude. Alright, Mary Sue will return in Endgame. Fair enough. Mary Sue's just like Anson Sue. Oh, you really shoulda, yeah. Anson Sue just kept on kicking. He kept on keeping on. No, you got shot in the chest like 15 times. Just let me murder some more, please. Please. Huh? I guess we won. Loser. L. I feel like you'll have the last laugh, that's all I'll say. Who the hell are you? That was kind of poignant. I liked that a lot. Oh, Nichijou reference. No, that guy. Hell no. Suck shit. See you in season 2. Where do you want to be transferred to? Excuse me? Are we going to let you do that, though? Well, she always did. She just went about it the wrong way. Well, I mean, yeah. Oh, Rurigan's funny here. I like that. Was scary, sir. Mm-hmm. Okay. We need to change an overall process. Yeah. Not the Unified States. We hate those guys. They kind of already have. If you got dudes volunteering, it's only a matter of time. Hmm. He doesn't know. It's called a world war for a reason. Don't get me started when those frickin' kangaroo dudes get involved as well. This is smart, and it's also very business brain. It's a big ass proposal. Can't read that, sir. Oh, I could. The subs were just odd. It's like she's seen this almost play out before. Yeah, just brute strength and force. Just try harder. That'll always work. No, but it's not sustainable, my friend. No. She's spitting facts. Oh! I summon planes. I summoned the devil? I'm some kind of devil summoner? Sick. Yeah, really sick. What's that in the back? Surely came through with the theatrics. This is clarity for Tanya as well, right? Yeah. Well, then you go. At least for 2 months. Yay! She won. For now. I can't believe Tanya won. That's crazy. For now. And Rogan's like, how the fuck did that work? Rurigan's gonna, like, go insane. He's gonna actually figure out that it's an isekai. That's how far he's going to go down the rabbit hole. Trying to figure out Tanya. Alright, you got a big cheesy smile or something? Yeah, there we go. I feel like I've seen that gif before. For now. The dance is obviously fantastic, though. For now. God works in mysterious ways, that's all I'll say. I mean, that, the little prologue there still fills me with fear for the future of the series and the eventual result. But for now, Tanya's on cloud 9. She made it. Also, yeah, same ED song, different ED visuals. Very cool. That was largely enjoyable, chat room. Most of all from a production. Excuse me, she's like right in my ear. Mostly from a production point of view. I might do this too, just down a little bit. Yeah, the production on this thing was immense. It was stellar. Honestly, the story itself went basically in the direction I thought it would have. Outside of, again, I should have figured that this thing wouldn't be finalistic. So when Tanya was getting injured and stuff, I'm like, okay, I mean, there still needs to be a show. Tanya's not going to fucking pass. Unless we're going to do something crazy, like she dies, and then we have a conversation with Being X or something. That could have been a direction, but I mean, Mary Sue was cool. She shot her fucking big old pink laser at people. It was cool. Post-credit? Hang on, I'm locking in. Yeah, what happens with you guys? You guys follow her? Hey, yo. PTSD. Straight flush. Visha cooked. The rest of my life. For sure. What's in those chocolates? That's me. Did she get promoted technically as well? Interesting. Oh. Well, that's great. Practical research. Dun dun dun. Wow. But chat room, this is the opposite of what she wanted. Oh. Salamanda. Okay. What? Okay. Whatever you say, man. Sucked in. Suck shit. Ha ha ha. Jokers, you meant to take those out of the deck. Come on now. Now we're gonna get like proper credits? Credits? Why did I say it like that? Yes. This would be a good actual spot to have some discussion. I was about to say, I was looking down here and I said, oh yeah, I knew the credits were back here. And I'm like, we're a bit early. Oh, hang on, song. I've got a vibe with it. Actually, fuck with this. Kind of wish this had a full visual. That'd be nice. No, but okay, in general, what did I think of the film? My major takeaway is that it isn't much of a film, but it's really good Tanya the Evil content. So, if you wanted to be a fucking massive nerd and be like, oh, is this good cinema? Probably not. It's very much a TV anime movie. It's fun, though. It's very good. It's the best of kind of that kind of stuff. It's the best of the show, I would say. It doesn't also fall into the trap of other TV anime movies and be non-canon. So I felt like the things happening in it also mattered quite a bit. It was a logical kind of follow-on from the TV anime itself. Again, looked great. Voice performances, obviously fantastic. Mary Sue was a fun villain. You know what I mean. Really, what was the name of the town started with a T? That conflict. Very, very good. Very, 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 very good. Love us going back to the urban warfare type stuff that we only really touched on a little bit in the show itself. Good bit of variety as well, different kinds of warfare. I'm sure a lot of you history guys will see a lot of the references there within as well and can elaborate on them some more. The only downside is it had that creepy Russian guy in it. I didn't like that guy at all. I kind of wish him death and despair, if I'm honest. Four-eyed freak? I didn't like him. But the rest was pretty good. Yeah. As we wrap it up, any second now. No. But first we have to thank Katakawa again. Thank you. So yeah, that was the film. I will return tomorrow and talk about that in a little bit more detail. But needless to say, I had a great time. It was good. Alright, sweet. See you in a second. And we're back. It's the next week, and I'm here to talk about Tanya the Evil, or Saga thereof, the movie. Yeah, this is late. I'm sorry. Lots and lots and lots of stuff got in the way. I don't really want to get into it, but I was like work and then family stuff, and then I was sick, and then I've been trying to catch up with this thing for ages. But I mean, the time relevance of this will completely evaporate the second after this is uploaded. I'm just sorry to patron people that had to wait for this part of the video. It wasn't planned like this. I'm very sorry. And it's kind of funny, right? Because after a week of kind of waiting on the film and, letting it ruminate and so forth, I found I don't really have that much to say about it. It kind of speaks for itself. And it really is, like, it isn't finalistic, right? Okay, so a large part of this discussion, especially towards the end, is going to be framing this within its context, right? Which is a TV anime movie, right? When I do movies on the channel, they're like the fucking best movies ever. So if I'm comparing it to any of those, then obviously this pales in comparison. But if I wanted more Tanya the Evil in a movie form for the big screen and a continuation of the story, then it fully succeeds. It's about what you wanted from the thing going in. And I think I was very happy that I had the knowledge that this wasn't the end. I think the ending of the film itself would come as a little bit of a disappointment, a little bit of an anticlimax if I didn't have that context. So I'm very, very happy I knew what I knew going in. Yeah, just because, like, I did, like, Millennium Actress last time I did one of these. Last time I did this, like, format. This isn't as good as Millennium Actress. I hate to tell you guys, but Satoshi Kon kind of clears this. But this doesn't mean this isn't without merit. It's very, very good, actually. I like it quite a bit. In my kind of reading that I've done in the meantime as well, I think people were kind of mixed on the film. Yes and no. Obviously, if you're a fan, you will like it regardless, right? But I think a lot of people were in that spot where they're like, okay, I'm ready for something a little bit more substantial, something that really elevates and takes this thing to the next level, which again, this just isn't that, and that's fine. Like, even comparing it to other kind of TV anime movies that I've watched, if you could count them, the Revolutionary Girl Utena movie is very good and very different, so that's a hard one to talk about. Review Starlight, the movie as well, obviously, like, that's the end of the story. That's the peak. It's very, very good as well. I think this is landing in that kind of Girls und Panzer territory. And I think the Girls und Panzer film is probably the peak of that series as well. This is definitely up there. Just kind of, again, continuing the story, not finishing it. Obviously, having a movie budget, expanding things out. Blah, 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 blah. I feel like I'm talking in circles. Let's just nip that in the bud. That's kind of, again, how we're framing the conversations, I guess, as we go forward. So with these kind of things, and definitely me having the week break, I like to go back through a plot synopsis, pick up things I potentially missed, just get a nice reminder of all the events of the film before progressing forward with everything else going on. I guess I should talk about format a little bit as well for people that are unfamiliar. I don't go back through the episode, piecemeal. I will click on specific parts to gather examples and so forth when I need them, but for my intents and purposes, going back through this thing and watching it again is way too much. So I like to summarize a little bit. I've kind of written down most of my points here, and we'll go through them in order. So I'm getting my summary from Wikipedia, so it could be botched, but hey, it's Wikipedia, everybody. I want to talk about this poster too. I think it's very interesting. I'll talk about angels and devils a little bit later. But first, maybe a little scroll down here. How much money did it make? It's pretty good for what this is, I think. Because again, the idea of a TV anime movie as well is to try to monetize, because it's very, very hard to monetize TV at the moment. I don't know if you've noticed. So going to the movies is a good way to do that. Getting genuine box office, getting people to pay for a ticket It's a good way to make money, especially for something that will have an audience like anime. It's why every shonen does it, basically, right? Especially after Demon Slayer made a gajillion dollars. Either way, I'm getting off topic. Plot. Years after the war, Adelheid von Schlugel, who I'm pretty sure is the mad scientist guy, now a priest, explains to a reporter that the Empire was at war because all the other nations feared its power. Correct, that's what instigated the war. I think this is worth way more of a conversation that we will have in due time. Starting the film like this, is it a good idea? Is it a bad idea? I think I'm landing on good. I think it presents enough questions for me to be like, what? Like the time skip and the general kind of peacefulness of it all. It doesn't really seem like a very what's the word? Doesn't seem like a very Empire type of place. May imply that we lose the war. Very, very cool. The 203rd Aerial Mage Battalion on, I never got this one, Sortie, maybe? In Africa against Free Republic forces and destroy their headquarters. Tanya announces triumphantly that the 203rd would return to the Empire for R&R, but upon their return, Rarigan orders them into an immediate reconnaissance mission. Oh, that maybe wasn't on screen for you guys, I apologize. All this stuff. Yeah, either way, they go to the Federation. At the border, while the 203rd observe Federation forces stockpiling heavy artillery material, they receive a message advising that the Federation has declared war on the Empire. Tanya and the 203rd proceed to destroy the entire enemy encampment. She proposes a direct attack on Moscow, the capital city of the Federation, asserting that its AA defense is so poor that a Cessna could land in Red Square unmolested. Is that what she says? God, a week's a long time. HQ authorizes the attack, and the 203rd are unopposed in the air because the Federation has sent its mages to internment camps, something that we will talk about quite a bit because I think it's fascinating. Meanwhile, Warrant Officer Mary Sue has enlisted in the US Army to avenge her father, Anton Sue. She arrives in Moscow with the other multinational military volunteers of the 42nd Flying Division for recruit training under the commanding officer, Lieutenant Colonel William Drake, but the 42nd suffers casualties as a result of Tanya's attack. The 203rd use the successful operation as an opportunity to record propaganda footage by singing the Imperial National Anthem over Moscow. Loria? Note 1. Sure. A pedophiliac, that's one way to put it, member of the Federation's cabinet witnesses Tanya singing and becomes infatuated with her. Now, I wouldn't have put it like that, but I guess that's what happens. I guess. This summary is pretty wonky for the record. I don't know who the hell wrote this. This is what you get with Wikipedia, I guess. Mary, however, becomes enraged and disobeys Drake's orders, taking off alone to engage the 203rd. The remaining members of the 42nd are also forced to engage in battle, where they suffer losses because of their inexperience. Mary engages Tanya in a fierce duel, but is defeated and is found later lying gravely wounded in a crater, begging God for the power to kill Tanya. I think the part we're missing here is the part where she sees the gun and then explodes in a bajillion pieces. Yeah. Like, this is a very, very important moment that we're kind of underselling in the summary. I think that this is the catalyst for everything. I think that big explosion that she does is very much like a rebirth or a powering up of some kind as well. Yeah, a lot going on in this scene that we've kind of underreported, I would say. The 203rd and other Imperial soldiers celebrate their successes at Imperial East Border Temporary Camp 21, drinking the night away. The 203rd receives a request to assist the 3rd and the 22nd Division, who have been encircled at Tiengenhof. Again, that's a hard one. We're going to call it like the city later on, I'm pretty sure. Tanya agrees to help because taking control of Tiengenhof, again, would give the Empire control of the major railway hub leading into the Federation. The 203rd succeeds in defending Tiengenhof, much to the delight of the besieged soldiers. Back in Moscow, Loria suspects Tanya is at Tiengenhof and advocates the use of a massed assault to capture the city. The Federation begins a human wave attack on Tiengenhof, causing massive casualties on both sides. The fight continues to the next day with the arrival of the 42nd and the bomber flight escorted by fighters. Mary sees Tanya and, in a rage, disobeys Drake's orders by attacking Tanya alone, exhibiting her abnormally massive magical power. Massive. While dueling, Tanya suspects that Mary may have been influenced by Being X, This is correct. Mary incapacitates Tanya and violently assaults her on the ground. Tanya manages to wound Mary, but is rescued by Drake. With the Federation assault halted, Drake orders the 42nd to retreat. Tanya realizes that her envisioned peaceful life is unlikely to materialize due to Being X's meddling. Tanya convinces Strategic Headquarters to let her transfer to the rear for 2 months to do research on combined arms battle tactics. She visits a church and expresses elation at having been removed from the front line while insulting Being X. To her horror, 2 months later, Tanya is informed by Zetsubou that she has been given control of the 8th Salamander, a combined arms unit comprising of artillery, infantry, tanks, in addition to her own 203rd, in order to investigate the efficacy of her own research. Again, she gets trolled. She gets brought back in by the very end, back to the status quo, you could argue. So what did any of that kind of poorly worded summary mean? Not much. I'm not going to go much into the proper nouns as much as Old Mate did with the numbers of the battalions and whatnot. Very military pilled. Not really my thing. Mostly what the movie, from the plot perspective, what I got was what I expected. It's what they set up from the end of episode 12. Like, we set up that the Federation was a thing. We set up Mary Sue. We set up the US's kind of involvement, but not really. We set up the start of the film where we're kind of in Africa, in kind of northern Africa, trying to defeat the French and whatnot, right? Like, that is immediately what we jump into. I think from memory, the OVA is after this film as well. Did it come out after? The Desert Pastor. Either way, it fits here in the timeline. It just perfectly rolls into what we're seeing. There's no real gap, is my point. And that's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing that it's what I expected. Not at all. Right? I think, could we have done something by the very end of the plot to, what's the word? Shift the status quo in a bit more of a concrete way. Have a have a better hook for season 2, right? Because as it stands right now, I guess the hook is Tanya has a bigger army. She has a bigger role. She kind of got trolled. And most of the development is being handed to Mary Sue, who has a big old glow up through this film, right? She becomes the big bad, or the big good, depending on your perspective, of course. That's why I would have really liked us to have, mortally wounded Tanya, and then we meet up with Being X again, and then there's a bit of a status quo shift. We change, Being X says, oh, now you have to do this, otherwise it won't revive you or something, right? And then, unexplained things happen with the world. That's just an idea of something kind of status quo shattering that could have happened. I guess I'm talking about this point, where this point came before it. The disappointing part is the lack of finality to the film. It feels like another big, long episode, which is fine, but I would have liked some finality, especially for me, who doesn't see season 2 on the horizon quite yet. But again, this was expected, adapting from a longer series, a set of light novels. You gotta do what you gotta do, of course. And they did what they had to. So, back to that first scene, right? Very, very much so, this is the Allied Kingdom, right? Allied Kingdom Street. This does not look like it is in control of, the Empire. They're eating fish and chips, goddammit. Their culture is intact. The goddamn British and their mushy peas. Look at that shit, it's disgusting. Point being, this implies that we lose, no? This implies that we don't continue to expand and take over everybody forever, right? I'd have to double check some dialogue here, but I'm pretty sure that old mate Schlurgle, or whatever his name was, implies very similar. We lost. And again, I kind of talked about this already, but how does that make me feel? I think I'm fine on it. It intrigues me, right? And I think long and the short of it, this world is mirroring our world so very much that, again, the British won the war, with the help of the US, but that'll come later. Point being, I can't be that surprised. What's more interesting to me is what happened to Tanya. Where is Tanya in this world right now? Did she finally get what she wanted? A bit of peaceful life out somewhere, as opposed to this war stuff? Right? Who cares if she doesn't win the war, if she wins the war within herself, which is to gain peace, right? That's why I don't think that this is a spoiler per se. I think it's more character-focused, right? where's Tanya? What's Tanya doing? That's still a big kind of hook that I would like to see the end of. There's another kind of, rhetorical, smug question that I have. Does Tanya have a specific arc through the film? I would argue, kind of. She definitely changes her tune, right? She sees the error of her ways in a lot of ways. She doesn't double down, is the point, right? At the end of episode 12 of the TV anime, she doubles down. And she's not doing that here, right? Like, that's significant. She wants to actually get away. She sees that the peace is not actually in nipping this war in the bud and, doing whatever to make sure that that happens. It's getting the fuck out of here and making sure that I got me, right, above anything else. So it would be interesting to see later on when Rurigan's like, yeah, you do this now. How enthusiastic is she about this? Is she still very gung-ho? Does she think that we can win, per se? Or does she see it as ultimately pointless? Especially with scary people like Mary Sue around, right? I think that's the tipping point. Like, oh fuck, this person's broken as shit. They're like literally shooting fucking giant lasers through the third act. Like, how the fuck am I going to compete with that? I can't. So then she's like, okay, I'm going to get the fuck out of Dodge, for sure. Is she going to continue to go down this route? That's the question going forward, I think. And Mary Sue definitely has an arc, right? Kind of. It's expansion off of the arc that was implied from the end of episode 12, again, as I've said. But yeah, poignant scene, of course, for her here, where she finds, Tanya and goes, oh shit, you have my dad's gun, you must have killed my father. I'm entirely in this thing to avenge my father, basically, and to protect the vague concept of good. Then you must be my enemy. And she's doubling down on that to the point where she continues to disobey orders and does whatever she fucking wants, Very, very God-pilled, as we see in this scene here, obviously, turning to God in this final moment. That also being her undoing in a lot of ways, because that's when she gets backstabbed. Also, really metal scene where we just kind of fucking keep shooting her. I thought that was quite good. Very, very surprised she survived, though. Again, the series must continue. But yeah, she's the compelling one here, I think, more than Tanya is Mary Sue and following her, right? I kind of wish the film it'd be very interesting to do the entire film from her perspective. I think that could be very fun too. But then you wouldn't get all the Tanya the evil kind of, battalion nonsense, which is half the fun. I've kind of already talked my way through this one. It feels like more Tanya the evil. Is that a bad thing? No. It kind of feels like more Tanya the Evil. That's fine. I like Tanya the Evil. It's a TV anime movie. They're giving us what they want. So, this is a biggie, and I kind of don't want to dive too deep because it's political, and I try not to do that stuff on the channel very often. Just it makes people go, they get very passionate, and that's good. You should be passionate about politics, but this is a channel about anime on the internet. Try to be more constructive about it elsewhere. But the idea of communism and mages is interesting, I think, right? So communism, by its nature, is very egalitarian, right? Its critics would say that it's anti-exceptionalism. We don't want to make exceptional cases for exceptional people, for people that could have specific powers or not so specific powers, right? It reminds me a lot of bad faith critiques of The Incredibles as well, which, has superpowered beings and advocates for a certain thing. I don't think it does, but sure. Whereby we need to take these exceptional people out of society and, make everybody normal. And again... objectivism, are we gonna talk about that at all? Anyway, I'm a mess right now, but point being, communism leading to the suppression of mages and the suppression of these exceptional people that would be very good in a war type scenario for the Federation led to their not defeat, but they've lost the battles in this movie for sure. Like the idea of sending these exceptional people that have this affinity for this thing to literally internment camps because, they don't fit our narrative per se, is a very interesting thing for the Federation to do. I just think most of all, without getting into the actual politics, I just think it's a neat idea. I think it's pretty cool. I never would have considered it, I guess. I think for me to take this to the nth degree, more needs to be talked about the politics of the Empire, and more needs to be talked about the politics of the Allied Kingdom and the US and so forth, right? Because then we start cooking, then we start getting somewhere, then we can actually delve into the politics of it all, and what we actually believe in, and so forth. Just, yeah, the shorthand of the film of communism to, anti-exceptionalism to losing. Yeah. We'll leave it there, I think. Now, I wanted to... The city that started with T, I'm sure that this has some kind of analog. Again, it seems too specific, right? That we have this one city kind of, on that kind of... not the Western Front, it's the Eastern Front, right? It'd be the Eastern Front, which is kind of this rail hub in kind of, a war between Germany and the Russians. Like, there'd have to be something there. That has to have some kind of equivalent. At least I would like there to be. And the show's been pretty good about that kind of stuff. I would imagine it exists somewhere or other. Okay, now we can finally stop talking about the plot as much and talk about the art and animation of the film. So the TV anime already looked incredible. It looked great, right? This thing is the TV anime on steroids. It still has all the things that I like about it. Fantastic backgrounds. Love the skies in this thing. Very, very evocative. Obviously got that kind of sun breaking through the clouds thing and the lighting. Very pointed and so forth, right? There is a reason why this scene here where she's dancing is lit the way it is. You can kind of see it there. A lot of sun shining through. There's a reason why there's dark storm clouds here. It's just nice. It's good. Differentiates the film nicely as well. It helps locations feel very different. So obviously the kind of lighting and climate generally in the north of Africa would be different from, like, Russia. Pretty cold up there, I hear. And yeah, film goes great guns with that kind of stuff, right? Very, very, it feels like we're on an adventure. It feels like the world feels big. Now, I don't have the specifics, but I feel like the character designs, and the word I've gone with here is softer. I feel like they look a little bit different. They don't quite look as rigid as the TV anime, and I like it. Have you seen that meme of, like, Family Guy, Peter Griffin, where it's like movie and then TV show, and it has, like, the lighting change? I feel like they're doing a little bit of that. Right? And again, not a bad thing at all whatsoever. I quite liked it. So we have some new characters in the film as well. I think the character designs for these new characters overall are a little bit hit and miss. I think this guy is mostly there. He's meant to be kind of a fucking weirdo creep, and he kind of gets that across quite well with the very, very thick glasses and the baldness. We can't forget that all evil people are bald. The one I didn't quite like was this little chuckle fuck. I think he just kind of looks stupid. It's some of the facial hair and the kind of head shape. It's not great. It's giving me Skrillex. I don't like that. I hated Mary's haircut initially, right? So when does she actually get the haircut? Around here, I think. Yeah, there's a good shot of it. Yeah, just, I don't know. I think the braids redeem it. Otherwise, it would just kind of be like, I mean, it looks like I did it. It looks bad. But the braids help it to give it a little bit more purpose, I guess. We could be doing some fun stuff trying to mirror Tanya and Mary as well, with Tanya obviously having shorter hair, as we could see here. Not quite as long as Mary's luscious locks, which we saw here somewhere. Yeah. So we could be trying to kind of match up those two characters in a little bit more of a concrete way. I quite liked this friend character. I thought that it was nice to have, like, a little kind of Mary Sue sidekick type person. I thought that was neat. Doesn't have much to do, obviously, but, gets it done. Kind of talked about this one already as well. Variety in settings and backgrounds does a lot for this thing. Breaks up the monotony when, again, a lot of the film is just fights. So we get a kind of good, open air battle here. Good kind of, rollicking start to the film. A lot of action, a lot of movement, which we like. That's kind of the big difference as well between the anime and the film. This thing, it's got way more dudes moving at once, which again is expected. Either way, we go from there. We do a bit of a lull. We do some espionage here before going into some full-on aerial kind of warfare, mirroring some of the darkier stuff. Great kind of song through this sequence too. So again, that one's a bit more one-sided, but then we get some kind of genuine urban warfare going on a little bit later in the film, and then it kind of devolves into chaos. We have some Attack on Titan-esque weaving through all the buildings as well, which I thought was wonderful. One of the best moments of the film, animation-wise. But yeah, good variety in this thing. Let's just keep talking about it because I'm here. Animation work, top-notch. Final battle with Mary Sue is breathtaking. I think this whole thing is one of the better fights that I have seen, period, from an animation perspective. Yeah, was this the one? I think this might have been the one. Yeah, this is one of them, which, again, looks amazing. Yeah, I felt there was another different cut here. It was the cut in the reaction where I went like, whoa, and like applauded and stuff. That was the best cut. Can't find it here in my limited time. Very pointed, obviously. We're fighting in a church. Like... I should have taken more note of that. I think that's, again, important. But yeah, just movement galore, character animation galore. Love the kind of difference in power there. Really has Tanya on the back foot as well. Great fight. Fantastic fight. Again, through this thing, just kind of the character stuff is holding up in a really cool way. Some nice Visha, which obviously we're a fan of. Some good faces, good emotion, especially off of Mary Sue. She goes through the most emotional turmoil in the film, of course. The dance scene was the one that I wanted to highlight the most for what I think is the best pure character animation of this thing, right? Yeah, we could see it here, just kind of letting loose in a really cool way, giving Tanya a lot of cartoonish flair. I need to get the word for it. Maybe it's just dramatic irony. There's a great sense of like, oh, she doesn't know something that we know. We know that this isn't done. And yeah, just kind of like smiling and getting ready for her to, figure it all out again. Yeah, the scene's very good at that. I'm like, oh... But she doesn't know. She doesn't know, does she? And yeah, I don't think we're quite at the OVA's level with the cartoonishness, because I think the OVA was very deliberate in that they wanted that to be one of the major things. But this one, again, cartoonish exaggerations for Tanya. Again, this movie definitely does have its serious spots, but I think it's just funny. It's funny on top of everything else. It's so easy to find smug Tanyas in this thing. It's just a joy. It really, really is. Now, music and sound. I will sound like a broken record, but it is just the TV anime, again, to my knowledge, but elevated. It sounds great. Sounds TV anime already sounded fantastic. You heard those explosions, those gunshots, thudding, impactful. These words that I used. It's all there. It's all there in spades once again. From here, I can obviously lump in the voice work as well, which is just... fucking good. It's fucking good cast on this thing. Aoi Yuki, obviously, she's fantastic. We all know that. I wanted to give more of a shout out to Haruka Tamatsu, of course, playing Mary Sue. Again, she's obviously got the most to work with here because her character goes through the most, as we can see. Yeah, almost becoming very monstrous and devilish in this scene as well. Uno reverse with Tanya a little bit. Very fun. But yeah, this scene where she's crying with Old Mate, yeah, this kind of stuff. This whole sequence. Thought that she was fantastic in this part. Obviously, the scene I've talked about, the revelation here where she discovers Tanya and so forth. Some of the screeching. Very, very good. Is it Saori Hayami? Is that it? Visha. Visha's just... she's a very good voice actress as well. Such a calming voice, and we love that from Visha. Very, very... zen. She's very cool. From a music perspective, I would say it's the standard Tanya the Evil fare. Great use of motifs in certain scenes to add a lot of weight. I particularly noted one in the reaction from memory, though, again, it was a week ago. I don't quite remember where it was in the film. I seem to remember through, again, the sequence that I keep highlighting with the really good animation, there is a little bit of that kind of Tanya the Evil, like, like that whole... like that opulent thing that they do. I liked that. I thought that was good. Now, obviously, we had the insert song, too, for the... Where do we do this? Like here? Where do we do the singing? Yeah, here. Fun. A nice highlight, as I said in the reaction, Girls and Panzer-esque. That's only a good thing. Just some nice BM for the Russians. You know, producing the propaganda film with it, getting the camera out. Another highlight, of course. Really enjoyed the Myth and Road song during the credits. I believe it was this credits. Let me listen to a little bit for a second. Oh yeah, I really like this thing. Yeah, this song's great. That's almost like playlist worthy. The beat's fantastic. Very, Very 2000s-y. It's very cool. And yeah, as I write here, very somber note to finish out on. What does this mean going forward for the rest? Don't know. Probably doesn't end well for the Empire. That's just what I'm trying to imply here. Now, I should have reread my notes, because I've kind of gone through a lot of this stuff already, because these are my major takeaways, I guess. My bigger, larger scale macro points about the film. But we'll run back through here quickly. Did Tanya learn anything from the runtime? Is she fundamentally different from the start of the film to the end of the film? Yes and no. Nice fake answer, me. She's making... I think she's cognizant of what she wants a little bit more now. The scare with Mary Sue has changed her, so yes, she is different. But do I have any faith that she's going to not double down again and to be a changed person and offer an olive branch or something in the future? No, that's not Tanya. That's never going to happen. So no, she's still Tanya, but she's a little bit hesitant about everything now. She doesn't think that she can win anymore, or win traditionally. Again, that's this whole scene, right? Admitting that we're going to fucking lose this shitty war. Like, another very powerful scene in the film. Yeah. You know what I mean here, I think. We're teetering. That's what I mean when I would like a more concrete change for Tanya. Being X not showing up again. What do we think? Last time we saw him, it must have been when he was the toy soldier? That was ages ago. Oh, no, when he was the dead guy. We saw him but briefly. And he kind of shows up as the soldier in this film as well, very briefly, without any dialogue. I would like to have a convo again. I think now that Tanya has changed a little bit, I think another convo is coming. But I think that was a really good differentiating point between this and other isekai, is this kind of back and forth conversation with God. Not that it's entirely unique, because you kind of have that going on with Mushoku Tensei as well. ReZero at points too, from memory. But point being that I would have liked it. I would have liked to see it. I think those conversations are some of the highlights of the story. I think here I'm just generally shouting out the idea of Mary Sue, of producing this American girl who has a tragic backstory of her father dying and needing to go in and cleanse the world of demons and devils of the Rhine of the sort, right? Being in love with God and, that pure classic American hero almost, right? Loves her family, loves God, does right by the flag. And again, giving her such power and giving her such weight that the kind of narrative is shifting around her to give her as much oomph to win this thing as possible. That's what I'm saying here, potentially getting a love interest here is very pointed. That's another person that she would want to do this for. I think I'm implying here good old Drakey. I think that there's something there. They're a little bit at it, at each other's throats in the here and now, but as we progress, I feel like this will turn into a thing. I just feel it stinks of it to me. So again, if she has another person to love for, another thing that a potential audience would be rooting for in her victory, it sure would be, it makes it seem like she's going to win more and more. Again, her name is literally Mary Sue. I can't make it any more obvious than that. That's beautiful. I love it. In that way, the angel versus demon motif, the poster I showed before, basically gets this across perfectly. Angels win, demons lose. That's kind of how this thing goes with narratives and fiction. Now, what are the politics of the film? Does it agree with who the good guys are and who the bad guys are? I think that we don't like the Russians very much, which is fair enough. Some of the lines around communism were head scratches, I guess. But they were funny. I think they make sense for the characters to say them if the characters are meant to be kind of bad people, which they are. We're going to leave it there. I don't want to touch it. Don't talk to me about this. Don't at me. But yeah, basically that. Just these lines hit different in current year, I guess, than they would have in 1917 or whatever. Anyway, we'll leave it. Review. Would I recommend Tanya the Evil, the Saga thereof? The film. Yes, I think it was swell. I enjoyed my time watching this thing. Didn't really feel its length. Had a few questions there about pacing for a long while as well, but I think we came good on it. But again, it comes with a caveat. Would I recommend this to people to watch off rip without watching the show? No, you need to watch the show. pretty squarely, right? And I don't think the quality of the thing is good enough to overcome the burdens of not watching the show, I guess, right? You would just be confused and you wouldn't get all the cool shit that's happening. I guess where I stand on it, solid entry in the Tanya the Evil canon and so forth. Not a great, it's not a, critics film. It's not a movie lover's movie. And that's okay. It doesn't need to be. Would I recommend this series overall? Yes, surprisingly. I started off, again, I kind of talked about this last week, started off pretty low on this thing, but it's only elevated in my mind as I've continued. It's just, I like it now. I understand the appeal. It's very unique. Love Tanya as a character. Love this whole conceit, really. I want more. And again, what I write here is that I would love to see season 2. I would want to see it with a lot of bones in my body. Mostly just to see the end of the story. I'm fascinated. I'm hooked on Tanya. I want to see what happens there. And again, that's something that I can and will do on the channel in time, if and when it happens. Again, any day now. And with all that said and done, I think we'll leave it. Thanks for watching this far. I hope you liked the series. I certainly did. I liked making it too. I thought the videos came out quite well in the end. A few of the, again, first ones were kind of... But I think, again, we came through. I think the reactions themselves are entertaining. Again, apologies, Patreon. Sorry. I'm very sorry. But now it's time to vote for a new thing. I think I'm doing manga, but we'll see. It might be manga this poll or next poll. It's one of the two. So look forward to manga. I'm going to put some stuff on a poll tomorrow, I think. So again, if you're seeing this now, potentially is a good idea to be recommending me manga. Yeah, I guess. Or just in the future, go to the channel and recommend me stuff. Recommend me anything. The Discord's free. It's linked in the description. Go to the kind of recommendations forum there and type whatever. And hopefully it gets upvotes and hopefully I put it on polls. That's how this thing operates. But yeah, we'll leave it there. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you whenever I see you next time. Hopefully you guys stick around on the channel. I do videos like this for basically everything. So, yeah. I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching. Ciao.